Alright, so imagine this world where courts and family stuff get super tangled. This huge complicated mess where grown-ups are arguing, and amidst all this noise and there's all this concern that the kids' voices just won't be heard. That's where Cafcass comes in. Think of it as a guiding light in all that confusion. Cafcass stands for Children and Family Court Advisory and Support Service, and they're pretty much the heroes for the kids caught in the tough family situations. One key thing Cafcass does is this assessment. It's called the Section 7 report. It is a major one. Think of it like a deep diving into what's happening with a kid, their life at home, what they need and what they want, pretty much trying to figure out what's best for them when their parents are at loggerheads in court. They basically have to take the role of the parents because the parents are too busy arguing with each other. So when things get to a point where the judge needs to make a big decision about custody or who a kid should live with, they often ask for a Section 7 report. It helps the judge to understand what the kid's life is really like and what will make things better for them. If you're in a spot where Cafcass becomes part of your family story, here's how you can navigate through it with success or with the best possible outcome. First of all, you've got to be honest and be patient. If you're talking to Cafcass, show them you really care about what's best for your child. They'll ask all sorts of questions. Some might seem small or some might seem really weird, but they're just trying to build up a picture of your kids' world and how the world is looked upon from their eyes. The big question often comes up. Now, should you record your chats with Cafcass? Well, trust is a huge thing here. Now, if you're feeling unsure, think about this. Is recording going to help, or is it just going to make things more complicated? It's not just about proving who's said what, but showing you're focused on making things right for your kid. That's what's most important. Now, keep your main goal in mind here with this situation. Showing how much you love and care for your child, being real and being patient, and let the folks from Cafcass see that it's all about your kids' happiness and their future. You can't go wrong. It may take a while to get the contact depending on allegations, but remembering me well, I'm just giving some advice mixed with a big dose of being there and felt that. I understand what you're going through, understand what you feel like. Each time you deal with Cafcass, think about how big love for your kid can shine through. That's what you need to do. That's what really matters. How much you love your child and how much you can make that come through when you're communicating with Cafcass in the courts. So sailing through the Cafcass stuff is all about being clear, caring, and patient, more than knowing exactly what to say. Think of this rundown as your guide through the whole court, and keep helping. Hopefully, it keeps you on your toes and keeps you thinking about what's truly important, and that keeps that right at the forefront of your mind. And that's obviously your child. That's your children. Now, taking a deeper dive into this whole Cafcass malarkey, things like making sure your kids are best interests at the forefront of everything you do. It's like stepping into a stage where the spotlight isn't just on the drama, but also on the hope for a happier ending. When you're facing these meetings or assessments with Cafcass, remember, they're humans too. These are opportunities, not for you to show the negative side or the worst side. These are opportunities for you to showcase your best side, not just for what needs to be bad. You also talk about your strengths of the family, the situation, especially from your kid's perspective. Each question, no matter how trivial it seems, weaves into a larger story that could swing the decision in a way that's best for them. And it's all about the kids. They don't care about you, it's about the kids. So keep in mind, though it's more like having a conversation than an interrogation, Cafcass officers are trained to dig into the details, but it's all in the effort to protect and support the kid caught in the middle, or children caught in the middle. Your role in the middle of all this, and amidst all this chaos, is to keep the focus tight on what matters: your child's well-being, safety, and happiness. On the topic of recording with Cafcass, I'm going back to it now. Before hitting that record button, maybe just talk it out first. Let them know you're coming from a place of seeking clarity and transparency, not a gotcha moment. It's all about building trust. If expectations are clear from the get-go, you reduce that chance of misunderstandings. These misunderstandings, they can snowball, get bigger and bigger into bigger issues. Communication is key. Remember, throughout all of this entire process, you've got the power of your story and your insights into what makes your kid tick. What do they love? What scares them? How have they grown from this experience that you're all navigating together? These snippets of life flesh out the skeleton of the case files and reports into something living and breathing. Something the judges can't help but just consider deeply, because it's humanity shining through from the legalese. Set the legal jargon and the daunting forms aside for a moment and think about this. You're laying down the bricks to a path that leads to your kid's future. One where there's laughter echoes brighter, where their dreams can stretch a little bit wider. Every bit of patience, every honest answer, and every moment spent focusing on showing Cafcass the true heart of your family story lays down another brick on that path. But the indefatigable spirits of your child, there might be moments when everything feels uphill, when you're doubting the process, maybe even doubting yourself. But hold on to that fierce love you have for your kid. Let that be the strongest voice in any room, including your conversations with Cafcass. In all of this, if I can leave you with a single spark of something to carry forward, it's this. Your journey with Cafcass isn't about navigating a system. It's about affirming the life and love at the core of your family, showcasing the resilience, hopes, and dreams that sustain you. Each step, every word, patience and honesty, you're advocating for a future where your child shines, nurtured by the wisdom gathered from this challenging chapter in your life. So walk into these assessments knowing you're the expert of your child's world. Stand firm in your truth, be respectful, bearing in mind that showing real care, concern and commitment will always paint a clearer picture for those tasked with deciding the next chapters in your child's life story. And in doing so, you're not just remembered by Cafcass or the court, but most importantly, you're sculpting a memory of strength and love in your child's heart that lasts a lifetime. A lifetime.